Ever seen one of those big, powerful International trucks rumbling down the highway? They're an American icon, a symbol of strength and reliability. But have you ever wondered where they came from? Their story is over a century long, and it doesn't start on a highway, but in a field. Let's dive into the incredible legacy of International trucks. Our journey begins way back in 1831. A young man named Cyrus McCormick, only 22 years old, invents something that will change agriculture forever: the mechanical reaper. This horse-drawn machine could harvest grain far faster than any person could with a scythe. It was a revolution. McCormick's company grew, and by the turn of the century, the McCormick Harvesting Machine Company was a giant in the world of farm equipment. But the world was changing. Horses were slowly being replaced by a new kind of power: the internal combustion engine. In 1902, a massive merger happened. The McCormick Company joined forces with Deering Harvester Company and a few other smaller manufacturers to form the International Harvester Company, or IH for short. Their goal was to dominate the agricultural machinery market. But they quickly realized that farmers needed more than just tractors and reapers. They needed a way to get their goods from the farm to the market. This need sparked the next big step in their evolution. In 1907, International Harvester introduced its very first motorized vehicle. It wasn't a massive semi-truck, but something much more humble: the auto wagon. Picture this: a high-wheeled, rugged vehicle with a simple two-cylinder engine mounted under the floor. It was essentially a motorized farm wagon, designed to handle the terrible, muddy rural roads of the early 20th century. It was simple, tough, and practical, qualities that would become the hallmark of International vehicles for decades to come. The auto wagon was a success and proved that IH had a future beyond the farm fields. As the 1910s rolled on, International's trucks got bigger and more capable. Then, World War I erupted. The military needed tough, reliable vehicles to transport troops and supplies, and International Harvester answered the call. They supplied thousands of trucks to the Allied forces, earning a reputation for durability under the most extreme conditions. This wartime experience was invaluable. It pushed their engineering to new limits and solidified their place as a serious truck manufacturer. After the war, the American economy boomed. The 1920s and 30s saw a massive expansion of road networks and a growing demand for commercial trucking. International Harvester was right there, innovating and expanding their lineup. They introduced their first heavy-duty trucks and started experimenting with more powerful six-cylinder engines. Then came a truly iconic design. In the mid-1930s, International released the C-Series and then the legendary D-Series trucks. If you've ever seen a black and white photo of a classic, beautifully rounded 1930s pickup or delivery truck, there's a good chance it was an International D-Series. With their stylish V-grille and gracefully curved fenders, they were as handsome as they were hardworking. The D-Series was a massive hit and set a new standard for truck design. It came in all shapes and sizes, from light-duty pickups to heavy-duty haulers, making the International name a common sight in cities and on farms across America. Just as the D-Series was hitting its stride, the world was once again plunged into war. During World War II, International Harvester shifted its immense production power to the war effort. They built a staggering number of military vehicles, including powerful 6x6 trucks, half-tracks, and even armored vehicles. They were one of the key suppliers to the US military and its allies. Trucks like the M-5H-6 were workhorses, hauling everything from ammunition to fuel to the front lines. This massive contribution to the war effort not only helped win the war but also cemented International's reputation for building vehicles that could withstand anything. When the war ended, America was ready to get back to work, and International was ready to supply the trucks to do it. In 1949, they launched the L-Series. These were the first all-new post-war trucks from IH, and they were a big deal. The L-Series featured a more modern, integrated design and a wider range of models and engine options than ever before. From the light-duty L110 pickup to the heavy-duty L190 semi-tractor, there was an L-Series for every job imaginable. They were incredibly popular and further strengthened International's position in the truck market. The 1950s were a time of prosperity and a booming car culture. But International Harvester saw an opportunity that other automakers were missing. While Detroit was focused on flashy sedans and station wagons, IH noticed that people who lived in rural areas like farmers' ranches and surveyors needed a vehicle that was tougher than a car but more comfortable and versatile than a standard pickup truck. So, in 1961, they introduced a vehicle that would become a legend in its own right: the International Scout. The Scout is often credited as one of the very first modern SUVs. It was a small, rugged, two-door vehicle with four-wheel drive and a removable top. It was designed to go anywhere and do anything. You could use it to check on cattle, go hunting in the mountains, or just drive into town. The Scout was an immediate success and created a whole new category of vehicle. It was a direct competitor to the Jeep CJ and a forerunner to the Ford Bronco. For nearly 20 years, the Scout and its successor, the Scout II, were the go-to choice for anyone who needed a tough, off-road capable vehicle. While the Scout was winning hearts in the consumer market, International continued to dominate the commercial truck world. Through the 60s and 70s, they introduced influential models like the Loadstar, a medium-duty truck that became the backbone of city delivery and vocational services, and the Transtar, a heavy-duty highway tractor known for its reliability on long hauls. International Harvester was at the top of its game, a true industrial powerhouse. But the late 1970s and early 1980s brought significant challenges. A tough economy, labor strikes, and increased competition put immense financial pressure on International Harvester. The company was forced to restructure to survive. In 1986, after selling off its historic agricultural division, the truck and engine part of the company was reborn under a new name, Navistar International Corporation. The International brand of trucks would continue, but under this new corporate umbrella. The first major product line under the Navistar name was the S-Series, which had actually been introduced a bit earlier. The S-Series was a comprehensive family of medium and heavy-duty trucks that were designed to be efficient, durable, and easy to maintain. It was a modern, pragmatic design that was perfect for the cost-conscious trucking industry of the era. The S-Series became incredibly successful and formed the foundation for many of the International trucks we still see on the road today. Entering the 21st century, Navistar continued to innovate. They focused heavily on creating more fuel-efficient and aerodynamic heavy-duty Class 8 trucks for long-haul trucking. Models like the Lone Star, with its distinctive, retro-inspired grille, and the ProStar, designed for maximum fuel economy, became common sights at truck stops across North America. They also invested heavily in engine technology, developing their own line of MaxxForce engines to meet increasingly strict emission standards. Today, International trucks are still a major force in the industry. From the rugged HX series built for extreme vocational jobs like construction and logging, to the efficient LT series that crisscrosses the continent hauling goods, the legacy of Cyrus McCormick's practical ingenuity lives on. They are building the next generation of vehicles, including electric trucks, continuing to adapt and innovate just as they did over 100 years ago. So, the next time you see that iconic International Diamond logo on the grille of a truck, remember its incredible history. It is a story that started with a simple machine designed to help feed a nation and evolved into a global symbol of power and endurance. A company that helped build America supported it in times of war and continues to move our world forward every single day. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this trip through trucking history, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the machines that move our world. See you in the next one.